Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Bad Joey here again, and today we're talking about the maps we want to see return in Battlefield 2021. First off, Devastation of Rotterdam in Battlefield 5. With only 9 maps to choose from on Battlefield 5, there is a variety that lends itself towards different styles of play, but Devastation stands out from the crowd as a map with solid vehicle balance and plenty of areas to suit all playstyles. The church section lends itself to some extremely fun engagement opportunities, while the rest of the map has a good chance of open spaces and cover to allow for a diverse range of weaponry and tactics to be used. Next up, Seine Crossing in Battlefield 3. To this day, people are still playing Seine Crossing on Battlefield 3, and it is certainly due to a return on Battlefield 6. Considered to be one of the most popular maps in the history of the franchise, Seine Crossing is filled with lots of narrow alleyways, perfect for close quarters chaos, and plenty of building overlooking key choke points, allowing snipers to pick off opponents with ease. Despite the lack of vehicles, Seine Crossing is perfect for all forms of infantry warfare and is still one of the best maps for rush. Coming up, Zavod 311 in Battlefield 4. Many consider Zavod 311 to be the most balanced map from Battlefield 4 thanks to a great mixture of infantry and vehicle warfare and a setting where every style of play was a viable option for players. The setting may not have been as aesthetically pleasing as some of the other maps in the game, meaning players could easily stay hidden within the several pieces of greenery, but the gameplay was always fast, action-packed, and plenty of fun. Moving to Wakeland in Battlefield 1942, 2, 3, 1943, Wake Island was key to this breakthrough. Not only was it the demo's map, it was prominent in the Battlefield 1942 trailer, which tried to create something more cinematic, not just multiplayer chaos on gunfights, which told an underlying story with defenders and attackers in ever-changing battle. This kicked off a proud tradition of creating grand Battlefield trailers. Visually, it had a unique look for a wargame. The real-life history behind Wake Island was also a factor. If we had just made up the terrain and given it a name, it wouldn't have been as intriguing. Players got insight into what happened on the island and the unique battles the terrain catered to. Last but not least, the map's shape was vital. Next up, Amiens in Battlefield 1. This map is set during the later stages of Operation Michael during the German Spring Offensive in France in 1918. Following the Imperial German Army's breakthrough in the early stages of Operation Michael, German forces advanced towards the Allied railway center of Amiens. However, the German advance was eventually halted east of Amiens at Villers-Bretonneux. A few months later, the Allies launched the Battle of Amiens, which began the Allies' 100 Days Offensive, which would eventually lead to the end of World War I. The Battlefield 1 depiction of the battle compresses the scale of it, setting the fight within Amiens suburbs itself instead of at Villers-Bretonneux, which was many kilometers away. Moving on, Alamein in Battlefield 1942. This battle, which in Arabic is Arica Alamein, was a battle during the Western Desert Campaign fought in 1942. A crucial battle between the weakened German forces and the resurgent British, the battle marked a major turning point in the campaign, ending Axis hopes of occupying Egypt, taking control of the Suez Canal, and gaining access to the Middle Eastern oil fields. At Al Alamein, the Allies are massing the entire 8th Army in preparation to counter the next Axis offensive. At a point known as Kidney's Ridge, Allied troops have been ordered to prepare for the German advance. As part of the plan to secure this area, Allied troops will lay down as many mines as possible. When the Panzer Division rolls through this area, it will be greeted by some explosive surprises. It's crucial that the Allies stop the enemy from storming through this area. Moving forward to Battlefield 2, Road to Jalalabad. Road to Jalalabad is a map featured in Battlefield 2 which is comprised of a dense city surrounded by an open desert area. The layout of the map is very similar to that of Strike at Karkand. The American war machine has thundered over the eastern border of Afghanistan in its continued battle against the MEC. Jalalabad dominates the entrances to the Lagman and Kunar valleys and is the first stop for men and supplies streaming across the Pakistani border into Afghanistan. It's a crucial training and logistical outpost of the MEC forces who are holed up in the heart of the city, awaiting an impending US onslaught with bated breath. Next up, Dragon Valley in Battlefield 2 and 4. With Battlefield 4 Legacy Operations, we set out to create a modernized version of the original Dragon Valley map from Battlefield 2, both visually and gameplay alike. In Dragon Valley 2015, this translates into one of our biggest maps in the game. Dragon Valley 2015 features 8 flags, more than any other Battlefield 4 map. This creates unique gameplay and captures the pacing and gameplay of the original map. It's a big map, and you tend to commit to an area of the map per round. Gulf of Oman may not have the same lengthy history that the age-old classic Battlefield map Wake Island boasts, but it's a fun one to look back on and compare it to the iterations in Battlefield 2, 3, and 4. Thus far, Gulf of Oman has appeared in all 3 numbered Battlefield sequels. In 2011's Battlefield 3 and 2013's Battlefield 4, however, developer DICE offered a reimagined take on the classic map via 2 multiplayer expansions, Back to Karkand and Second Assault, respectively. Though the biggest disparities can be found between its Battlefield 2 and Battlefield 3 versions, the map was given a bit of a facelift in the Battlefield 4 through the introduction of wavy seas and a gigantic overshadowing sandstorm that eventually engulfs the entire area. As for Arica Harbor, this map epitomized what made Bad Company 2 one of the best games in the entire franchise. Lending itself towards all-out carnage between 2 teams of infantry as opposed to utilizing vehicles to bolster the offense of both teams, Arica Harbor had it all, from crafty lines of sight from rocky outcrops on the outer edge of the map to groups of small buildings ideal to overlook conquest flags. Moving to Wakeland in Battlefield 1942, 2, 3, 1943, Wake Island was key to this breakthrough. Not only was it the demo's map, it was prominent in the Battlefield 1942 trailer. We tried to create something more cinematic, not just multiplayer chaos on gunfights, which told an underlying story with defenders and attackers in ever-changing battle. This kicked off a proud tradition of creating grand Battlefield trailers. Visually, it had a unique look for a wargame. The real-life history behind Wake Island was also a factor. If we had just made up the terrain and given it a name, it wouldn't have been as intriguing. Players got insight into what happened on the island and the unique battles the terrain catered to. Last but not least, the map's shape was vital. Alright guys, here's your list all wrapped up. Let us know what you think in the comments down, and as always, make sure to subscribe for more daily videos like this one and drop us a like to support the channel. See you in the next video.